we're in the driver's seat. Northwestern, they're a tough team. They've played in a good conference. They're gritty. They play hard. They never give up to the last out. And there's a couple of turning points in the game early on. But Sid Lally was able to get out of that first innings pretty much unscathed. And the inning when they scored a couple of runs, we held them to 2. And then we came back out, and then the momentum shifted, and we were able to take control of the game. So, but kudos to our players. They played with a lot of energy today. They really wanted it, and I just couldn't be more proud of how they came out and performed.
Awash or Jolie, how much did Coach talk about leaving a dozen runners on the bases yesterday? And how much did y'all kind of take that to heart today?
Yeah, I would say after the game yesterday, we had a pretty tough talk about our performance and how our standard is for this program and how we play to that standard. And yesterday, we just didn't play to it. So it was just a self-reflection on the team. And then once the meeting broke out, it was a individual self-reflection and just promising to each other to come back and make a change today.
Mike, can you expound on what you just said, what that meeting was like last night and what the post-game scene was like after leaving 12 runners on base?
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty stern. We have to make sure, because you can't afford to come in here and think you're going to just turn up and win. It just doesn't happen that way. These teams that come in here, they're coming here for a reason. They want to win, and it's either them or us. So, I think we got out of ourselves. We started looking ahead. We didn't play with the same kind of energy that we had all year. And just getting them to know that, hey, this is it. This could be our last weekend of playing for the season, and just knowing the finality of it all, and just give it all this weekend. And it's hot out there, but, I mean, hey, let's go.
Talk to me about the conversations you guys were having as players in the dugout. You don't score in the first inning, but then you put the pressure on every single inning.
I think, our first inning wasn't the best, but I think we had a good start. Vivi hit the ball really hard, and we just kind of carried that over from yesterday, our conversation about we need to stay within us. I think everybody did a good job of talking to each other and flushing at bats and moving forward.
How much do you guys just feed off each other when you look at the home runs by 4 different players? When you see somebody hit it, kind of brings that confidence.
Oh, it's contagious. We definitely feed off of one another, keeping the energy up. Even if we're down, we're good at being there for one another. And I think our big thing is we celebrate each other really well.
Mike, what does the rest of today look like? Again, as you alluded to, having won twice, you don't have to play again today. Other teams are playing. What does the rest of your team's day look like here waiting?
Chill, just relax. There's a lot of good games on around the country. Just, if it was me, I'd say, hey, get away from softball for a little bit. But I know they're not going to. They're going to be wrapped up in the other games and what's happening, and that's fine. But just be in a cool place, conserve some energy, and be ready to go tomorrow.
Yeah, Coach, back here, just not obviously the getting to be move all the way to tomorrow, winning those first 2 games is valuable. We don't have another game tonight. I'd like to ask how valuable is it to you whenever you can come out in this tournament and have a run rule and just I know it's just a few innings here or there, but how valuable is it just to be able to those are 2 innings that that your guys aren't out there on the field in the heat. They can preserve their bodies and also not having to use your pitching staff. How valuable are days like this?
Well, I guess you find out how far we go into the tournament, but it could come down to having play 2 games tomorrow, and those 2 innings may make a big difference, to our pitching staff, especially, and even catcher Reese and several other players are out there all the whole time. So it's kind of like one of those deals you don't really know until something happens. But obviously, getting out of there early was a bonus for us.
Coach, yesterday, Leanne started at second, and you were saying, I'm fortunate. We have so many good players we could start. Alyssa started, got the home run. So how did that factor into your decision today? And Alyssa, as a follow-up, for you said yesterday, then you come in the game, but how do you handle just having such depth on the team?
Well, I think having Jolie, Awash, and Caden, got I think they got 8 hits between them and scored a bunch of runs, and so that was the bonus for us, was getting a lot of production from the bottom half of the lineup, and not just having one player or 2 players do it all the time. So we challenged them with that to step up the game, and that's what makes us dangerous, is having that contribution from everybody.
Yeah, I would say having that depth kind of gives you a little ease, because you know that if you're not doing your job, the person behind me is going to provide for the team. And even if you're not in that role, you're celebrating the person that's in front of you. And I think we do a really good job at that. If someone's not in, I'm right there being her biggest cheerleader. If I'm not in, like, it's vice versa. So I think we do a pretty good job with that.